Hello, all you YouTubers out there, and thanks for joining me, Esteban, for my fragrance channel. This is episode 1, and I'll tell you a little bit about myself. So, I manage a restaurant in the evenings and play a lot of chess. So, if you see a lot of these books behind me that are in chess, yes, I'm a chess nut and play a lot of online chess. But anyway, so that's neither here nor there. Let's get down to fragrances. I started using probably the first cologne back in probably around 1986, maybe, or 1987. And I think it probably would have been Jovan Musk and Brut. I don't know if any of you guys out there are outside of the older guys. You're going like, what in the world is Brut? Well, it was a pretty decent little cologne, and they had Old Spice and things like that. But at any rate, Calvin Klein was one of the earliest, most successful of the perfume designer houses, and lots of those early houses are obviously still with us, but a lot of their fragrances are mostly gone. Here's one that has stood the test of time, and it is still around and can be had, I think, for about between 2.5 and 4 times cheaper than when it was originally on the market. It came out in 1999, and that was the original Salvatore Ferragamo Pour Homme, introduced in, again, 1999. And guys, I'm telling you, this is an all-time classic, classy Italian fragrance. That's all I can say. It's a mature vibe, mature scent. It's fairly complex. It's not a projection beast. It's not going to cloy up a room, or it's not going to choke anybody out. It's not going to choke your friends, lovers, or coworkers out. So let's talk about a little bit about it. So the nose behind that fragrance is Jean-Pierre Marie, and top notes, according to this, I pulled this off of Fragrantica, I believe. Top notes are cyclamen, caraway, African geranium, fig leaves, grapefruit, neroli, Brazilian rosewood. Middle notes are carnation, orris root, jasmine, rose, and cardamom. And the base notes are leather, sandalwood, musk, oak moss, vetiver, and cedar. Now that's a lot of ingredients for any fragrance. I mean, that's packing a lot in there. So, what do I get when I smell this bad boy? That's the bottle. It's got this beautiful twist. You've got the name down this end, name on the front, and pops off to a rather small, quite small spray head. And the juice is clear. So let's go ahead and spray this bad boy. And 2 sprays. Ugh, let the alcohol vape off. Okay. Oh yeah. Ooh, that's nice. Okay. So I think what I'm getting at any rate is just a hint of fig, a little bit of a peppery, maybe that's the cardamom, quite some cedar. I think the rose maybe is giving it just a little creaminess, just sort of a creamy sensuality to it. As far as the neroli, I mean, maybe just the barest hint of something citrusy, sort of down deep in the background. Well, it's between the mid and the background. I'm definitely getting a little creamy leather. It's just a very sophisticated, sensual scent. That's all I can say. It's got some quite a bit of complexity to it. I think, yeah, maybe a little bit of the geranium is coming through. I'm definitely getting a touch of sandalwood. Probably just a hint of oak moss, not very much. There's definitely some musk, and I think the rosewood is giving it this, along with the orris, this natural sort of almost resinous, woody type quality. It's really just, guys, I'm telling you, if you haven't rocked this scent, you are seriously missing out. I'm not going to say it's the sexiest scent, but it's an extremely sensual, confident scent. It's a scent that, on the one hand, you don't have to be 65 to wear it, but I wouldn't recommend it for below 25, honestly, unless you're just really, really mature for your age and sophisticated. And I would ideally say it's probably for 30 and up. So it's definitely a mature scent, but it's not like, you don't have to be 85 to wear this. I'm not, I don't want to get a bunch of hate mail now from 85-year-olds. Wear what you want, guys, but this is a phenomenal scent. And here's the box. So I picked up the 1.7 at, I believe, TJ Maxx for like $19.99 plus tax. If you don't think this is worth $20, guys, hey, knock yourself out. I don't know what to tell you, Buona fortuna, because this is one of the all-time greatest scents ever in the history of perfume. All-time classic. Let's talk briefly about sillage and projection. Projection for me was quite good during the first 30 minutes to 1 hour. And then I would say over the next 3 hours, died down quite a bit, somewhere between a skin scent and some projection. And after about the 4th hour, it became mostly a skin scent. This isn't a performance beast, but at $20 a bottle, guys, if you need to respray. All right. So until next time, I definitely want to find out also what Jean-Pierre Mary has done besides this. I'd be very curious to see what other fragrances he's done. Just to give you some ideas from some guys around the web off Fragrantica. One other users points out that this is very similar to him, in his opinion, I'm paraphrasing, to a now discontinued What About Adam by Jupe. Let me know, guys, if any of you have had that fragrance along with the Ferragamo Pour Homme, and if you think that they're highly similar or not. If they are, I'd really be interested in picking up the What About Adam, although I'm not going to pay 40 or 50 bucks for it just because it's out of, it's out of print, as it were, discontinued, out of production. When I can get this for 20 bucks. So that's not going to happen, but if I can get it for about the same or a few dollars more, I might do that. Another user claims comparisons between Xenia Z Milan and Marc Jacobs Men. Again, if any of you guys out there have had experience with Xenia Z Milan or Marc Jacobs' Men, hit me up. Let me know. Give me a text down below. And then one other user by the name of Uniscent says it's a well-blended fig-based scent, very fresh, herbaceous smelling. It's both soft and thick. At the same time, he gives the scent an 8 out of 10. He gives projection a 7 out of 10. Longevity, he gives it a 7.5 out of 10. And then, and then Jewel Pack says, brilliant, amazing fragrance. He just purchased, and I'm paraphrasing here, he just purchased a couple bottles to back him up. And he compares it to a rich, opulent uncle, to Terre d'Hermes. But, guys, no offense at all to the House of Ferragamo, which I dearly, dearly love, and I'm repping them here, obviously promoting them. But they are not in the same class as the House of Hermes. Let's be real for a second. House of Hermes has existed in excess of 130 years. Far, far longer than Ferragamo. The fragrances cost quite a bit more. I would say probably on average 50% more, I think is fair to say. In some cases more than that. And for good reason. They use a higher oil concentration in general. I've had several Hermes. They all, with the exception of their freshies, easily outlast almost any of my Ferragamos that I've ever had. But that's to be expected. They use more oil concentration in general for their eau de parfum. And they project more in general. And they smell a little bit more refined. Not a lot more, but you can detect it on the smell. Hermes is amongst the best on the planet Earth. But I think for bang for the buck, the Ferragamos smell great. They smell mature, they smell interesting, they smell sexy. And if there's a better bang for the buck out there, hit me up. I don't know who it is or what it is, but I'll be glad to take any advice I can get. That's about it. That's all I've got to say on that. So if you want to get out there and try some great cologne at a great price from a phenomenal house, I highly, highly, highly recommend Salvatore Ferragamo Pour Homme. And maybe next week we'll try one of their other fragrances that I've also been rocking for quite a while. And then we might get into some of the Bulgari line. I like them quite a bit as well. And until next time, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Peace. Spray often, spray well, and rock your scents.